Welcome to the Four Geeks Podcast, where we share everything about business, technology, growth marketing, and provide advice on how startups can build their products and predict revenue. Thank you for tuning in. Don't miss our new episodes every week. This podcast is produced by Four Geeks Productions.
All right, so ChatGPT's gotten a pretty massive upgrade, and everyone's kind of buzzing about it,
Yeah.
Today we're going to take a look at some excerpts from an article, and we'll really unpack what it all means, especially for those of you in the C-suite. We're talking CEOs, CTOs, and really anyone who's leading the charge in today's, tech-driven world.
Right. It's fascinating because this new tasks feature is really blurring the line between a chatbot and like a powerful personal assistant. Imagine Siri or Google Assistant, but with the language power of ChatGPT and the ability to actually do things.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this could force companies like Apple and Google to completely rethink their strategies.
I'm already intrigued. So instead of just asking ChatGPT to whip up a presentation or summarize a report. You're telling me it can actually schedule actions.
Exactly.
And reminders.
And the article gives some really interesting use cases. Think about getting your daily briefing on industry news delivered straight to you every morning at 7 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Or setting it up to remind you about important deadlines for a big product launch.
Okay, that's pretty slick. But how does this impact CEOs and CTOs specifically?
Imagine being a CEO who's constantly bombarded with information and decisions. Now you can delegate routine tasks like scheduling meetings, drafting emails, or even compiling reports to ChatGPT. This frees up your time and mental energy to focus on the big picture, strategy, innovation, and leading your team.
So it's not just about saving time. It's about empowering CEOs to be more effective leaders.
Absolutely. It's about enhancing decision-making, too.
Okay.
A CEO could use ChatGPT to analyze market trends, summarize competitor data, or even simulate the potential outcomes of different business decisions. It's like having a team of analysts and consultants working for you around the clock.
Now, that's a game changer. What about CTOs? How does this new feature shake things up for them?
For CTOs who are already knee-deep in the world of tech, tasks could be incredibly powerful for managing complex projects. Imagine automating tasks like code testing, bug tracking, or generating documentation. It streamlines the development process and lets their teams focus on the more creative and strategic aspects of their work.
All right, so we've got ChatGPT scheduling meetings for CEOs and managing code for CTOs. But how does it actually work? The article calls it simple. But I'm guessing there's more to it.
You're right, there is. But the basic idea is surprisingly straightforward. You type in what you want ChatGPT to do and when you want it done, much like setting an alarm, but with a whole lot more flexibility.
Oh, wow.
And the level of control users have is impressive.
Okay, I like control. Tell me more about that.
So you can manage your tasks directly within a chat thread or through a dedicated tasks section on the web. You can modify, cancel, and even get notifications when tasks are completed.
Oh, wow.
ChatGPT can even suggest tasks based on your conversations. But as the author of the article notes, that could lead to some accidental slop if you're not careful. OpenAI is still fine-tuning that part.
So it's not perfect yet, but it's getting there. Now, the article also mentions these other projects, Operator and Caterpillar. I'm curious, how do those fit into this whole tasks picture?
Think of them as the next level of what ChatGPT is becoming. Operator is described as an autonomous AI agent that can control computers independently. Imagine having an AI that can manage your files, schedule appointments, even draft emails for you all without your direct input.
Wow, it's like having a superpowered personal assistant who lives in your computer. And what about Caterpillar?
Caterpillar is designed to work alongside tasks, taking things a step further. Let's say you need a comprehensive summary of all the financial reports from your competitors over the past 5 years. You could task Caterpillar with doing this.
Right.
And it would automatically search the web, access relevant databases, analyze the data, and deliver a concise summary, saving you countless hours of work.
That sounds incredibly powerful, especially for CEOs and CTOs who are constantly needing to stay ahead of the curve. But all of this leads to a bigger question. What does this mean for the future of AI? Are we heading towards a world where AI is doing everything for us?
That's a key question. And these developments point to what experts are calling agentic AI. AI that acts as an agent on your behalf, carrying out tasks, gathering information, and even making decisions based on your goals and parameters.
Okay, help me understand that a little better. What exactly does agentic AI mean?
Think of it this way. Instead of just responding to your commands, agentic AI acts more like a human assistant. Taking initiative and making decisions on your behalf. Of course, you define the goals and parameters, but it operates with a certain level of autonomy.
That's fascinating. But it also makes you wonder about control. How do we ensure that these AI agents are actually acting in our best interests? And what about the ethical implications of giving AI so much power?
Those are crucial questions. And we'll definitely be diving into those later in this deep dive. But for now, let's focus on how this all works in practice. So you're probably wondering how you actually use tasks. Imagine you want to. Imagine you're a CEO prepping for a big board meeting. You could tell ChatGPT, hey, draft me a presentation summarizing our Q3 performance, highlighting key wins and challenges, and pull in the relevant data from those spreadsheets I shared last week. Then you set a deadline.
And boom, it's done.
So instead of spending hours buried in spreadsheets and slide decks, you can actually focus on the strategic thinking and the big picture message you want to deliver. I see how that would be a huge win for busy executives.
Exactly. And for CTOs, think about managing software development projects. Let's say your team is working on a new feature launch. You can use tasks to automatically run tests on new code commits, track bugs, and even generate basic documentation.
It's like having an extra set of hands, or maybe even a whole team, working behind the scenes to keep things moving smoothly.
That's a great way to put it. And as ChatGPT's capabilities evolve, it could potentially assist with even more complex tasks, like code optimization and security vulnerability analysis. This frees up developers to focus on the creative problem solving and innovation that humans excel at.
Now, the article mentions that this tasks feature is currently only available for paying ChatGPT subscribers.
Does that mean CEOs and CTOs will need to shell out extra cash to access these powerful tools?
For now, yes. The tasks feature is part of the premium ChatGPT Plus, Team, and Pro subscriptions. But this is all part of a larger trend in the AI world. Developing and maintaining these sophisticated AI models is expensive. So companies like OpenAI are looking for ways to make them profitable.
It makes sense from a business perspective, but it also raises some interesting questions. Will access to these advanced AI tools become a kind of pay-to-play system where only those who can afford it get the benefits?
That's a valid concern, and it's something we need to consider as these technologies become more integrated into our work and lives. But let's not forget that we're still in the early days of this AI revolution. Things are changing rapidly, and who knows what the future holds in terms of accessibility and pricing.
So let's shift gears a bit and talk about the potential impact of these advancements on the future of work. It's exciting to think about how AI can make us more productive and efficient. But some people are understandably worried about job displacement.
It's a legitimate concern, and it's something we need to be thoughtful about. But rather than viewing AI as a threat, I think we should focus on how it can augment human capabilities and create new opportunities.
So it's not about AI replacing us. It's about AI empowering us to do our jobs better. And focus on tasks that require uniquely human skills.
Precisely. As AI takes over more routine and repetitive tasks, we'll see a shift towards roles that require creativity, critical thinking, complex problem solving, and emotional intelligence.
Those are the skills that are much harder to automate.
And
they're the skills that will become even more valuable in a world where AI is handling the more mundane aspects of work.
Absolutely. And for CEOs and CTOs, this shift means focusing on building teams that are adaptable, agile, and can leverage both human and artificial intelligence effectively.
So it's not just about adopting new technologies. It's about reskilling workforces and creating a culture that embraces change and continuous learning.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
We need to prepare for a future where humans and AI work together seamlessly, each contributing their unique strengths.
Okay. So we've talked about the potential benefit, but let's be realistic. Are there any potential downsides or risks that CEOs and CTOs should be aware of?
Of course. While there's a lot of excitement surrounding ChatGPT's new capabilities, it's important to remember that it's still in beta. There are bound to be limitations and challenges as OpenAI continues to refine the technology.
The article's author mentions their own experience with the previous OpenAI agent demo that produced inaccurate information. That's a bit concerning.
Especially if you're relying on these tools for important decisions.
You're right to be cautious. It's crucial not to over-rely on these tools for mission-critical tasks until they've been thoroughly tested and proven reliable. And it's important to remember that even with advanced AI, human oversight and critical thinking are essential.
So don't ditch your human team just yet. What other limitations should we be aware of?
Well, the article points out that there's currently a limit of 10 active tasks that can run simultaneously. That could be a potential bottleneck for some users, especially those managing complex projects with many moving parts.
I can see how that could be an issue. And I'm curious, is there a risk of CEOs and CTOs becoming too reliant on these AI tools, potentially losing some of their own decision-making skills?
That's a great question. And it's one that deserves further exploration. It's a delicate balance between leveraging the power of AI
without becoming overly dependent on it. We need to ensure that we're using these tools to enhance our own capabilities, not replace them entirely.
It's like the difference between using a calculator to do complex math and forgetting how to do basic arithmetic altogether. We need to make sure we're not losing those fundamental skills.
Exactly. And that brings us to another important point. While ChatGPT's tasks feature is impressive, it's still operating within a set of predefined rules. It's not true artificial intelligence in the sense that it can learn, adapt, and make decisions on its own without human input.
So it's more like a really sophisticated script than a truly intelligent agent. Where's this all heading? Is the ultimate goal to create AI that can think for itself?
That's the holy grail for many AI researchers. And it's a question that raises profound ethical and philosophical questions. But for now, let's focus on what we know and what we can control.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the exciting potential of ChatGPT's tasks feature for CEOs and CTOs, the need for responsible implementation, and the importance of staying ahead of the curve in this rapidly evolving landscape.
We've also touched on some of the challenges and risks, highlighting the need for caution, critical thinking, and a focus on augmenting human capabilities rather than replacing them.
And as these technologies continue to develop, it's crucial that we have open and honest conversations about their impact on the workforce, the economy, and society as a whole.
Absolutely. The future of AI is ultimately in our hands, and it's up to us to shape it in a way that benefits humanity. Now, before we move on to our final thoughts, I think it's time to address the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is the question of whether this is all just hype, We've seen plenty of promising technologies kind of fizzle out. And some people are skeptical about whether ChatGPT can truly live up to its potential.
Yeah, it's a fair point. There's always a risk of getting caught up in the hype cycle, especially when it comes to something as transformative as AI. So how do we separate the hype from reality?
I think the key is to focus on real-world applications and results. We've already seen examples of businesses using ChatGPT to streamline their operations, improve their customer service, and even generate creative content. And as the tasks feature rolls out, we can expect to see even more innovative use cases emerge.
So the proof will be in the pudding, as they say. We need to see how these tools actually perform in the hands of CEOs,
Yeah.
CTOs, and other business leaders.
Exactly. And I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool.
Right.
And like any tool, its effectiveness depends on how it's used.
Okay.
ChatGPT can be a powerful asset for CEOs and CTOs, but it's not a magic bullet.
It's not going to suddenly turn a struggling business into a success story overnight.
Right. It requires thoughtful implementation,
Yeah.
a clear understanding of its capabilities and limitations, and a willingness to adapt and learn.
And it's crucial to keep the human element front and center.
Right.
We can't lose sight of the importance of human creativity, critical thinking, and leadership.
I completely agree. The most successful organizations will be those that find the right balance between human ingenuity and artificial intelligence.
Okay.
It's about leveraging each to its strengths to create a more competitive and innovative future.
So where does all of this leave us?
Right.
What's the key takeaway for CEOs and CTOs who are listening to this deep dive?
I think the message is clear.
Yeah.
The future of work is changing, and AI is playing a pivotal role in that transformation.
Right.
CEOs and CTOs need to be proactive in understanding these technologies, exploring their potential applications, and preparing their organizations for the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
It's not about fearing the future.
Right.
It's about embracing it and shaping it in a way that benefits everyone.
Well said.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into ChatGPT's new tasks feature.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground, from the technical details to the potential impact on businesses and the workforce.
It's been a fascinating journey, and we hope you've gained some valuable insights that you can apply to your own work and leadership.
As always, we encourage you to continue exploring this topic, ask questions, challenge assumptions, and stay ahead of the curve.
The world of AI is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And the future is full of possibilities. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
That's all for today. Thank you all for joining us. For more ideas on how to grow your business with marketing and technology on your side, or a recap of our latest episodes, feel free to check out our 4Geeks Global social media. If you need additional help to bring out the best in your business, don't be shy and get in touch with us at 4geeks.io/contact. See you soon with a new episode.